Hello, and welcome to Lamp and Light Devotions 3/27/2024. The title for today's devotion is God's Power at Work. The scripture reference is Psalms 90, verse 17. Let the favor of the Lord our God be upon us, and establish the work of our hands upon us. Paul prays that God by his power may fulfill every good purpose of yours in every act prompted by your faith. 2 Thessalonians 1:11. That is simply marvelous. Assuming that Christians will develop such a wholesome and spiritually minded purpose, Paul prays that God himself may take these purposes and so work them out as to bring them to fruition, to fulfillment. We may have all kinds of wonderful ideas about what we as Christians might do, yet somehow never get around to doing any of them. Alternatively, we may immediately proceed to organization and administration and never seek, except in sporadic and accidental ways, the decisive approval and blessings of God on our Christian dreams. The truth is that unless God works in us and through us, unless God empowers these good purposes of ours, they will not engender any enduring spiritual fruits. They will not display any life transforming, people changing power. Unless the Lord builds a house, its builders labor in vain. Unless the Lord watches over the city, the watchmen stand guard in vain. Psalms 127:1. And unless the Lord fulfills our good, faith-prompted purposes, they will remain arid, fruitless, either empty dreams or frenetic activity with no life, but in either case, spiritually anemic. That means we need to go over our own agendas and priorities and those of the people and leaders in our church and missions and ask again and again, what are our goals, our purposes? What should we attempt for Christ's sake? And as we find answers to such questions, we must intercede with God that He, by His great power, might bring these good purposes, these faith-prompted acts to bountiful fruitfulness. This devotion comes from D.A. Carson in the writing in A Call to Spiritual Reformation.